It just seemed like this whole sister circle is falling further and further apart. And just like I thought, the girls did not take it well when Karen let them know that she was moving. Let's get into this show review. Hey Chatterboxes, hey, I'm Nele and welcome to Easy Convos, your cozy spot where we kiki about the latest shows, both scripted and reality, and what's buzzing on social media. Get comfy, grab your snacks, your tea, hit that like button, click the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I upload. Today's Kiki and Easy Convo is Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 9, Episode 16, Unbreakable Bond. Okay, so this episode was hot enough to take plenty of notes on, so let's get into it. So we start off where we left off as per usual with Fatima sitting at the bar waiting for Andi to come over and talk to her. She finally gets to the bottom of things, and I am so happy about this because I have not been happy about Fatima and Andi being at odds because their friendship gives me life and I cannot have them being into it, okay? I had to sip me some tea. Fatima does not need to be looking for another job, thank goodness. Andi's mother, Miss Valerie, overstepped and overspoke because she didn't know what she was talking about. Andi has never told her mama that or said that. I'm glad Fatima didn't act all crazy about the issue of Zach seeing Andi naked because she seemed so angry when she went to find Andi over, and I was so scared that she was going to get over there and act the whole fool about it. But no, she was very mature, very demure, and fancy about the whole situation. Fatima was hurt because she thought she and Andi were closer than that, and that Andi would have told her about Zach seeing her naked though. Andi was right about her friendship with Fatima being in a weird place, which is why she didn't say nothing. And I'm so glad Fatima asked Andi finally about what really is going on between them, because we need some resolution at this point. The sister circle falling apart. We need at least Andi and Fatima to be on good terms. But dang, we found out Fatima needed Andi to say what exactly the issue is, and she didn't let Andi out of it like Andi likes to do, and she wasn't able to pussy pop back pillow or nothing, honey. She had to give her the tea and nothing but the tea and what was going on. Like, is Andi mad about her friendship growing with Karen? Her having her own thing with the athletes? Andi actually loves that Fatima and Karen have gotten closer, but she has been jealous of Fatima and Karen. Andi is risking her whole career to build a case for Karen, though Karen doesn't know that Andi has been risking her career. She don't know nothing about the whole Benson and Andi situation, but Karen turns to Fatima for everything, and that makes Andi a little jealous. Now, Andi does apologize to Fatima about being jealous about something Fatima has no control over, because Fatima has no control over over Fatima calling her when she needs something. Now, Andi is not really jealous about the whole athlete thing. She's proud of Fatima and loves her to death and her ambition and all of that. But Fatima was dropping the ball quite a bit when it came to her main job, as she was. And in my other show reviews, I did point that out. Now, the part that made Andi a little frustrated and she didn't know is that she didn't know really how to support Fatima in her new venue and her new adventure or whatever. Fatima and Andi were happy they could be honest with each other and finally talk. Now, going forward, they will always talk to each other instead of letting things get like they have been. So I'm so glad that we are getting them back on track, and I cannot wait to see them back talking, sharing things, kikiing, being on each other's side and everything. You know, and Andi is that's Fatima is Andi's girl, and y'all keep in mind Fatima will still cut a bitch over Andi. Now, don't play. Paige is still shading Maurice too hard over here at Brookhaven Bank over her brother and Dylan. Paige is the one that introduced Maurice and Dylan, but now she pissed off that her brother likes Maurice so much. But Dylan's last relationship was so bad and ended not so well, so it has Paige really worried about how this one might go. Maurice feels inspired by Dylan, and he really likes him and has no intentions of hurting Dylan. Matter of fact, he just want to protect Dylan with his manicured, large, moisturized hands, which is too much for Paige's ears. She didn't need to hear all of that, but she understood where it was coming from, and she gonna see how it goes. So Andi returns to the sister circle, and of course they being nosy, they wanted to know what did Fatima want, what happened between them, why Fatima needed to speak to her so urgently, because she looked real upset. Her face spoke volumes about, you know, what was going on. Was she mad? Andi just told them it was some workplace tension, but they cleared up the miscommunication and everything was fine. And you know, Danni was over there making faces as per usual. They get the meat and potatoes of this whole sister circle meeting that Karen has them at, and Karen announced that she is moving to Seattle. Y'all, when she say she moving, okay? Now, are they gonna really let her move? Are they gonna give her a spinoff in Seattle? Like, what is going on? I don't feel them taking her character away. I just can't wrap my mind around them breaking up the sister circle. I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. Do y'all think Karen really leaving? Like, how y'all feeling about this whole situation? Well, the girls didn't take the news that well of Karen moving away, and I didn't think they would. They can't wrap their mind around Karen moving and have so many questions. Karen has no answer really to any of their questions. To be honest, I don't feel like Karen has even thought out anything at all. She just up and leaving. Danni said it's, you know, said it best. Who's going to be there if she fall apart again? Because she don't have nobody in Seattle. She gonna need more than Aaron, in my personal opinion. There in Atlanta, she always had them, her mom, plus Aaron. Not Karen leaving all of that behind. Karen doesn't even know what she's going to do for work, or how she's going to be making money, or if she'll have a babysitter, need a babysitter, gotta find a babysitter. The only thing Karen does know is she moving, and I mean, only thing else she does know is her move is not about the sister circle. It's about her and what she needs. It's what she wants, and it's what she doing. Now, to the girls, it feels like Karen is just deleting them from her life and up and leaving. Honey, in the middle of them talking and discussing stuff with Karen, Andi mom calls in the middle of them talking, and someone else, I assume was a man, calls, and it gets Danni all stirred up, talking about it's getting on her nerves. She starts another argument with Andi in the middle of them having the sister circle meeting, and I'm honestly over Danni's attitude with Andi, because I'm gonna be honest with you, they close and they tell each other's business or whatnot, but Danni done had her own share of problems too that Andi helped her get out of some things, and for her to be going to Andi, I'm getting tired of it. Shut up about it. It's Andi's life. If this how she always been, then you love a friend for how they are. I'm the type of person, if I have a friend, I love you for who you are. If it's something that you doing I don't care about, I am gonna voice my opinion about it once and tell you, look, I don't care about that kind of stuff and I don't condone it, but as my friend, I love you and I'm here. But just know that it don't mean I approve of what you doing. And I go on about my business and I put it out there, and I'm still going to be your friend, and I'm still going to rock there with you, but it don't mean I support everything you do, especially if you're doing something bad. But anyway, Karen feels like they barely spend any time with each other anyway. Everybody's life has been all over the place. Karen explained she just been through a whole lot of stuff. And I don't mean no harm, but Andi been through a whole lot of stuff. Andi seemed like she may have been through equally as much stuff with Karen outside of the loss of a child. She may have been through more stuff than Karen, and I'm just being honest. Now, Karen has been on an emotional roller coaster ride with her relationship with Zach. Her salon got burnt down when the homeless man started the whole fire at the back, but the salon fire did bless her with a new salon, which is what she had been hoping, dreaming, wishing, and praying for. Danni reminded Karen how her new salon opening was such a good day and a joy and a blessing. And at that point, when Danni reminded Karen, excuse me, my asthma flared up, y'all. At that point, when Danni reminded Karen how good the salon opening was, Andi did not miss an opportunity to fire some of them shots back at Danni that she had been taking at her. She said she was surprised Danni even remembered how nice the salon opening day was, considering she was putting back several glasses of champagne. But Karen still feels her bad days outweighs her good days, and she is not getting over him. Danni is taking it the hardest out of all of the ladies. She just doesn't think Karen should pack up and run away to Seattle because she's had some tough times, which is one of the things that Aaron had told her. But anyway, Danni and Andi start back going at it again over Andi getting another phone call, which we just talked about, which I think the second time was a guy calling. But anyway, Andi wants to know if Danni's mood is because her period is on, or if she and Tony are even having sex. Is that the issue? Is she having issues with Tony or what? This is the sister circle where they can talk about everything. So she said, just talk about it and put it out there. Now, Danni wants to know, since they putting stuff on the table in the circle, where is Jordan? Is Jordan in jail? Look, I don't think he was in jail, because y'all remember Robin came and got him out, and that's when him and Penelope started rolling up on Andi and all of that. So Danni behind, she could have left that one alone, because honey, why ain't you keeping up? If you know all of Andi's business about the sister circle, wouldn't you know that? Andi wants to know how that jobless video game playing, sports watching, unhoused man laying up on Danny's couch all day is doing. Are they even going 50-50 on any of the bills in that whole situation, or is Danni paying all the bills? Yes, Danni, you all over there in Andi business, please do tell, because I'm pretty, and I understand that I don't think Tony doing much of nothing, which is why he was trying to rent his house out so he could start paying a little bit towards something. But he got apparently like 401k or some money from his working all that year. So is he offering any money? They keep taking more shots. Danni feels Andi has a revolving door of men, honey. Andi reminded us the man that Danni almost went to prison for. And I'm assuming she's talking about the one that Danni hit with her car, that was attacking her and putting his hands on her. I'm assuming that's the one she's talking about. That made Danni lose it, and she started yelling and shouting all across Billy Jakes about Andi sleeping with Gary, who in turn asked Danni, was she even getting some dick, period, y'all. Yeah, I can't get tickled because my asthma messed up. Whew. Poor Sabrina and Karen are shook, and they trying to reel them in and keep them separated, and all the rah-rah going back and forth. Karen trying to figure out what's happening, and when did Danni and Andi even start having an issue and beefing like this? This is not what they came to Billy Jakes for. They supposed to be better than all this, okay? How they supposed to stick together with Karen leaving, but Karen is going to make the move with Aaron, and she will be only a phone call away. That's what she tried to reassure the girls, but that they really not feeling it. Anyway, they will pick a day of the week to do a whole group call with Karen so they can keep in touch, and I don't see that being consistent or that happening, honey. They have a sister circle flashback from over the years before leaving Billy Jakes, honey. Karen and Danni leaves, and Danni and Sabrina stay for more drinks and a little bit of gossip, because y'all know Sabrina gonna get that gossip in and keep us going with the gossip, okay? Danni did stay. She hasn't been stimulated. She did stay and talk to Sabrina about the Tony situation, and Danni hasn't been getting stimulated by Tony, which may be why she hadn't been getting as wet as she normally do. She said the whole high utility bill thing, Tony not working, all that is stressing her out. Danni is like apparently just really turned off by him right now. She need him to be at work and to clean up behind himself. And Sabrina feels like that Tony and Danni just need to talk. Danni is tired of trying to talk to Tony about the same problem. All Tony want to do is obsess over sports and playing them doggone video games. Sabrina's advice to Danni is sit down with Tony, set some boundaries, set some goals, and be clear about actions, period. Now, Danni reminded Sabrina while she giving that advice to make sure she leave Rock alone. We know she not about to do that. Sabrina addresses why Danni has been so harsh on Andi, like, because they already know how she is. Did I not just say that? They all have, their own thing and their own way. Like I just said, you got to love your friends. If you know your friend this way, you can state that you don't approve of how they are, but you don't have to act like how Danni acting. I don't like condone that kind of acting, just being downright ignorant about it and disrespectful. Like, I just don't get down like that. It's just immature to me at the point and at the way that Danni going about it. And I know this is a show and it's for entertainment purposes, but I'm just saying I wish they would have spent it in a more mature way, because I don't like them trying to put out and display that we always gotta act ignorant. We don't always gotta act a fool about everything. But Danni wants Andi to stop with the lying and sneaking around, and to then she cool with not talking to Andi. Is this the end of the sister circle? Like, what do y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. I don't think so, to be honest, because I done did some investigating, so I don't feel like Sistas is ending, so therefore I don't feel like maybe that the sister circle is going to completely fall. I think they just gonna go through a rough time and a few patches and a few bumps. If Karen do move away, I feel like Karen is gonna end up moving back. What y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. So Fatima has arrived back to work, and she in the parking garage, and she realized she heard footsteps behind her, baby, and she pulled out her gun and turned it right around to whoever was walking behind her, moving all slow, like creeping or whatever. And it's creepy ass Gary. Why didn't he just speak and say something instead of tiptoeing and creeping up behind her real fast? But she asked him what was he doing there, what did he want, what was up. Gary is there to see Hayden and Fatima to apologize to them. Hayden has left for the day, so he wants to try and just go on and apologize to Fatima. And Fatima did agree to lower her gun, but she keep it in her hand as she should, because who trusts Gary? Nobody. I wouldn't have put my gun away either. Gary apologized for having his security detail manhandle her that time. I told y'all that in that last show review. Y'all better hit the subscribe button and be rocking with me. I'm telling you, because we be talking about all things sisters, okay? He's sorry for everything he put all the ladies through, and especially for what he did to Andi. Fatima quickly let Gary know, despite him claiming to be better, he can do that far away from Atlanta, which is exactly Gary's plan to do, because he leaving to go to Ghana in another day or so. He just trying to, as he told Andy, go and apologize to everybody and let him know, you know, he trying to clear the air before he leaves. Gary also wants to make things right with Zach before he leaves. Now, Fatima has no trust in Gary or his apologies. Gary is now gonna leave and try to go apologize to Hayden. So Fatima leaves the office and gets home from work, and Zach has made her a Fatima teeny out of some cranberry juice. I thought it was real cute, and it did match her outfit. She tells Zach things are handled between she and Andy, but Gary showed up to apologize to everyone he's hurt because he's supposed to be this whole changed man. She figured out that Gary is the one that put that money in Zach's account. I told y'all that in the last show review, that I knew it was Gary that put that money in his account. I'm telling y'all better hit that subscribe button. I don't know how I be guessing stuff, but anyway, Fatima and Zach don't trust it and think it's dirty money because Gary been such a dirty person and done so much dirt. They just don't trust it. So Zach feel it's some kind of setup, and he talking about he going to find Gary. Fatima's like, well, let's go. He like, where you going? She going to shoot. Zach knows, Fatima knows that he going to Hayden house. So Hayden home, chilling, minding his own business in his little slides, walking around the house, and he get a knock on the door. It's Gary. He don't even want to let Gary in, but he reluctantly goes and let him in. Now, why Hayden gonna lie and say he done kicked Tamara out, or he done kicked her to the curb, when we obviously know, no, he did not. Tamara left him. Now, he know he still wants Tamara, and he in love with her, and if she was to come back, he would try to play hard and talk all kind of crap, but he would take her back. Hayden reluctantly still lets Gary in for them to talk or whatever. Gary is sorry for using and mistreating Hayden, but Hayden not interested in hearing nothing Gary has to say and how different Gary's supposed to be at this point in time. Gary had him breaking the law, embezzling people's money. Gary had been spying on Andy. He had been bugging Andy's apartment. He had even tried to blackmail Andy into marrying him, all while he was stabbing Hayden in his back, sleeping with his wife Tamara. And he think Hayden is just gonna accept his apology. Hayden don't think Gary any different, that he's still just as diabolical now as he was then. Hayden even wish he would have unalived Gary with that pillow while he was up in his hospital room. Y'all remember that? Gary claimed the drugs had him doing all kind of stupid things. Hayden said he must forget that he know Gary and know how Gary is and feels the things Gary was. He feels like Gary was more evil than just being stupid. Gary just wants to take accountability for all the things that he done, honey, and he just going from person to person, trying to take accountability and trying to apologize. He has no explanation for his actions, including why he even messed with Tamara. And what did he say Tamara's name for? Because, honey, Gary just got upset and went and slammed Gary up against the wall just because he said Tamara's poor little name. Did I not just tell y'all that? I told y'all Hayden was still in love with her while he was lying about putting her out and everything, because he got too upset when Gary said her name, honey. Hayden didn't think things were ever that bad, only that Gary was, which Gary did agree, just a bad person. Not only that he was just a bad person, Hayden said Gary is the devil. Honey, that's about how Danny feel. Like, and Fatima, like, Gary, they see him as the devil. Then Hayden gets a knock at the door, and lo and behold, y'all know who it is. is Zach and Fatima. So Fatima and Zach, they made it to Hayden's house looking for Gary, and Hayden was scared Zach was looking for him for some odd reason, but they ain't really had no beef. Hayden seemed relieved, to be honest, that they were there for Gary and he was no longer alone with Gary, in my personal opinion. But Zach doesn't want any dirty money from Gary. Gary felt Zach may have his guards up and was prepared to explain when he saw Zach. He was already ready to explain. Explain which part to Zach, though, is what Zach wanted to know. And walking up on Fatima at the garage, was he trying to explain that part? Or all the mistreatment of Andi and the whole Jasmine situation? Was it that part? Or that he almost got him unalived? Was it that part? Gary wants to explain everything, especially, embezzling Zach's money. Fatima wants answers about what happened to Penelope. I'm glad she brought that up, because is he going to apologize to Penelope too while he running around apologizing to everybody while he leave town? Are we going to get to see that too? But honey, he didn't give us no answers on that, and I needed to know, because what happened to the baby? I'm sure I'm sure he unalived the baby, but I really need to see him apologize for that one. That was a terrible one. But Fatima is right. No one will ever believe Gary is trying to do good because of all the bad things that he has done. Gary did have bank info for the money that he deposited into Zach's account. And the money is clean. It ain't no strings attached. And I'm feeling like it must be true, because Fatima looked over the papers and she didn't say nothing. Now, why Hayden gonna tell Gary, Zach and Fatima know how to get rid of a body, and he and Zach and Fatima can basically make him just disappear? Hayden run his mouth too much. And even Zach was like, man, why would you even say something like that out loud? Like, really? So, Andi calls Dr. Vaughn like she said she would when her mama interrupted them when they was in the office doing their little makeout session the last episode, and he asked if he would hear from her later, and she said yes. So she did call Dr. Vaughn, and Dr. Vaughn was thinking about her, though he doesn't share his explicit thoughts, and is ready to see her when he get off work, honey. And while she was on the phone with him and hanging up while Officer Green, who sees Andi and asks her is she single because he interested, which Andi said, yeah, but what the crap? What the crap is Officer Green doing? Okay, now I know Danni said she had a man and wasn't interested, but he still told Danni if she needed a friend to call him. Now, Officer Green trying to talk to one of her closest friends that he knows she in the same friend circle with. Is he crazy? I hope Danni tells Sabrina about Officer Green trying to talk to her. And then I hope Andi tells Sabrina that Officer Green is trying to talk to her as well. Because I'm going to need somebody to know what is going on here. Officer Green has given Andi his card when the whole Jasmine situation had happened. Andi thought the card was just for business purposes, which why she called him when Karen was missing. Officer Green is so sure Andi will call him because he says she his type. Man, bye. I so hope she don't call him. Then he gonna ask her if it can be kept a secret. What? In case things mature later. Get the hell out of here. I cannot believe he had the audacity to do that. Like, I'm so blown away. Y'all have no words. I have no words. If y'all would have seen how I was screaming and yelling at the TV when he did that, man, bye. Officer Green better go worry about his meal prep food and stop trying to be a player. Get on in that store. Danni and Andi already at odds. Then this will have Danni trying to really lay hands on Andi. Though this one is not Andi's fault, because Andi don't know nothing about Officer Green and Danni. Andi, do not call this man. Please don't. She knows something is weird about the whole thing. Anyway, because she's looking at him real sideways, and I hope she follow her first mind and she does not call him. That whole situation was too much. Now let's talk about what's next on Sistas. Fatima wants to know what Gary is really seriously up to. Now, Hayden seems to think Gary may be passing away or something, so he needs to get right with God real quick. Gary knows at this point absolutely no one is believing him when he say he has changed and he is a different person now. He was really an unhappy person and masking it with all the lies that he was telling. Karen tells Pam and Maurice about her decision to move to Seattle. Maurice wants to know, well, what's she gonna do with the salon? Karen offered Pam and Maurice an opportunity to buy the salon. Now, listen to me when I say this. Maurice was just talking to Paige about doing something outside of banking because, he did his vision board and Dylan be having him real inspired. Now, what if he and Pam buy the salon? This will be interesting. What y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. Andi tells Sabrina about Dr. Vaughn coming over for a visit. Dr. Vaughn comes over and honey, they look to be getting real cozy. Okay. Now y'all know I originally didn't want Andi and Dr. Vaughn together. I wasn't feeling it, but we here now. We here and they seeing each other. So we just gonna have to roll with it. Now, Danni makes it home and baby, her money is missing. I told y'all, we all knew it. We knew when that money was gonna come up missing the minute she threw it on the table. And now the money gone. And Tony looked to the side. He looked real suspect. I think he is betting on sports. And he gonna say one or two things. He gonna say Rock been over there, or he gonna have to explain where the money been. Danni wanted to know why he's stealing from her and where her money is at. He gonna have to. I can't wait to see this because it's one or two things. He took her money and bet it. And I told y'all this in my other show review. Y'all best hit the subscribe button so y'all can be in the known, okay? I told y'all this is one of the other show reviews. He gonna say he took that money and invested it so he can flip it, which is betting on sports. It's what I'm thinking, because he be on his phone looking at something and I know that's how they be betting, when he be watching them sports and getting all upset when his team don't win in all some kind of way. Or either he gonna try to claim that Rock been over there and that's when the money come up missing. It's gonna be one of the two things. Y'all let me know in the comments below which one y'all think it is. Did Tony take the money, or has Rock been over there and he took the money? I cannot wait to Wednesday's show. Anyway, Sabrina does exactly what she knew she would, and Rock is at her place. Now, I don't know if Rock just showed up at her place randomly, or if they was talking back and forth and she agreed to let him come over. Either way, he there, and we knew he was gonna be there. And when Danni find out that she's still seeing Rock, she gonna catch a case. She gonna be mad. Now, they showed Karen, and it looked like to me that Erin is proposing, because she like, and that's that I just got proposed to face. They didn't really give enough details, but that's what it looked like to me. Leave it in the comments below. Do y'all think Karen got proposed to? Because this is what it looked like to me. I'm telling y'all. And it would make sense considering the fact that they are about to move way, way, way far away together. But when they gonna get married, now they gonna get married before they move. They gonna expect the girls to fly out to Seattle for the wedding. Child, I got too many questions. Well, that is it for today's Kiki at Easy Convos. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay cozy. Keep that tea hot till our next Easy Convo. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.